We have a major happening in astrology in March. We have Saturn moving into Pisces. Saturn is going to be in Pisces from 2023 through 2026. Now, right now, Saturn is in Aquarius. Okay, so let's look at, before we get into Saturn and Pisces, we're going to look at Saturn in Aquarius and some things that we experienced while Saturn was in Aquarius. So Saturn was in Aquarius between 2020 and 2023. Well, Saturn is in Aquarius right now as of this recording, but Saturn in Aquarius dates are 2020 through 2023. Let's look at what Saturn in Aquarius represents. Saturn in Aquarius represents limitation of freedom. Okay? Aquarius is all about freedom. If you know any Aquarius, they like to be free. They like to come up with new ideas, new innovative ideas. Saturn is a planet that deals with structure. Okay. So when you put Saturn in Aquarius, you have an energy of limitation of freedom. Okay. So let's look at some examples. In 2020, the major limitation of freedom was the pandemic that started. If that was not a limitation of freedom, an example of limitation of freedom, I don't know what was. We had to lock down. A lot of us, were under lockdown during the pandemic. That is an example of the energy of Saturn in Aquarius. We also saw a war break out. That was a limitation of freedom. We have one country trying to limit the freedom of another country. Saturn in Aquarius. That is Saturn in Aquarius energy. So now, as of March 7th, Saturn is moving into Pisces. Okay? And let's talk about Saturn in Aquarius, the energy of Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn can deal with structure, discipline, limitations. And it does all of that because it wants things to be better for us. Okay, a lot of people, Saturn gets a bad rep because a lot of people feel like, oh, Saturn is around, Saturn is involved, so there's limitation involved, there's, too much discipline. But Saturn deals with discipline. Pisces is the sign that deals with dreaming, coming up with ideas, being very spiritual. Pisces has a very mystical energy about it. Saturn in Pisces is going to be limiting our facades, limiting the beliefs that are not working for us. Okay, Saturn in Pisces is going to be ending emotions that don't feed into our happiness. Okay, Saturn in Pisces is will sort of hold a mirror in front of us so that we can actually take a good look at ourselves and see where are we stagnating ourselves. So what I've done is I have a few slides of tarot cards because tarot is influenced by astrology. Every tarot card is represented by either a zodiac sign or a planet in a zodiac sign. So Saturn in Pisces, the tarot card for that is 8 of Cups. So let's look at 8 of Cups to give you a better idea of the energy that we are about to experience as Saturn moves into Pisces. Okay, so this is the 8 of Cups from the Gendron Tarot deck. Okay, and as I mentioned, Saturn in Pisces is going to have some of us thinking to ourselves, am I happy? You see this lady here, she's sitting there and she's thinking to herself, am I happy? Am I really happy right now? So people looking at her life from the outside would think that she's happy. She has all of her cups filled with these beautiful flowers, but she's asking herself, am I happy? She's dressed in purple. Purple is the color of royalty. So she's feeling like, you know what? I have all of these comforts, but I feel like there's something better for me. So Saturn in Pisces is going to have a lot of us asking ourselves, where can I make changes to make myself more happy? Where can I make changes to feel the way I want to feel? Okay. Um, let's go to the next slide. This is another Eight of Cups. This is the Eight of Cups from the Angel Wisdom Tarot deck. And you can see here, this person has what he needs. Okay. But at this time, he feels like there's something more waiting for him in his life. He's like, you know what? See, he has his hands up to his head. He's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm done here. I'm moving on to the next thing. So he's taking his one bag and his dog, and he's headed to brighter pastures. Okay, Eight of Cups, Saturn in Pisces is going to have a lot of us thinking, where can I make changes to move on to where I really want to be? Yeah, I might be comfortable here. I might have everything I need, but I'm really not happy. You know, maybe, you went to medical school, you have this high paying job, or, you have a high status on your job, and you feel like, you know what? I have experienced everything that I was meant to experience here. It's time for me to move on to something else. That is the energy of Saturn in Pisces. Let's look at the next card. This is the Eight of Cups from the Modern Love Tarot deck. Just look at her face. Look at what's going on here. Look at the moving truck. Look at the boxes. Look at the cups that are turned over in the picture, in the card. Enough is enough. Some of us are going to feel like, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm out. I'm moving on. Bump this. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it anymore. Eight of Cups, Saturn in Pisces. You see the theme of Saturn in Pisces? Enough is enough. Now, also, eight. Let's look at the number eight. The number eight deals with um, putting in the work, building up something, building up the business, building up yourself, building up your self-esteem, just building up something, getting busy. So remember, Saturn in Pisces is going to have us putting in the work. Yes, it's going to expose to us what we need to change, what we could do better, but we are going to be putting in the work also. Saturn is all about putting in the work. The number eight is about being busy, putting in the work. Okay, let's look at the next card. This is the Eight of Cups from the Tarot of Dreams deck. And if you can notice, in a lot of Eight of Cups cards, the person is walking up. They are moving up. You'll see them moving up. Okay. Also in this card, you can notice the Saturn symbol, and you also see the Pisces symbol. So if you are interested in this video, if you like this video and you want to further your knowledge of the tarot or further your knowledge of astrology, I am having a class. It's going to start in May, the end of May. And we're going to look at how each tarot card is represented by a planet and a zodiac sign. And this is going to be a great class for those of us who are into astrology, but you want to get more into tarot. It will help you understand the tarot cards more. Now, on the flip side, if you know tarot, but you want to learn astrology, this is a great class to take because this is going to help you get into um, astrology, basically. It's going to help you learn astrology, help you learn tarot. The class is only going to be $30 for those students who are already in either my astrology or my tarot class. For those of you who are new to the classes, it's going to be $60. And it does include a deck. I will be mailing each one of you a deck. It is an instructional deck that is going to help you understand tarot and astrology. So the deck is geared towards learning tarot and astrology. So I will be putting out information about that class as well. So let's go on to the next slide. Also, before I move on, I also want to mention, always notice what's going on in the cards. You see the 8 cups here. And the cups look perfect basically. So don't feel like Saturn in Pisces is going to be a dread. Saturn in Pisces is going to be very moving, very inspirational for a lot of us, because Saturn in Pisces is not here to make you feel like what you have is something bad. Because a lot of us, we have gotten to a certain point in life and we feel like there's something more. So it's not that our life is messed up right now. It's not always that case. It is helping us to see that, okay, we might be in a stage where we feel fulfilled, but we feel stagnant. So it might be time for us to move on from our comforts to bigger and better comforts, or to comforts that are going to make us feel passionate about the things going on in our lives. Now, this is the next 8 of Cups. This is the 8 of Cups from the Book of Shadows deck. And as I mentioned, the Saturn and Pisces energy is all about grounding us, but helping us elevate ourselves. Okay. So you see here now, a lot of people will ask, well, if this is the 8 of Cups, I don't see any cups in this card. Well, there's one cup up here. It's like a coffee cup. Oh, 1 minute. Sorry about that. Oh, okay, yeah. All right, so Saturn in Pisces is going to have you thinking to yourself, enough is enough. I can't procrastinate anymore. You see her here with her books. And Saturn in Pisces is going to have you buying more books, doing a little bit of studying. If there's something that you've always wanted to know about, but you have been dragging your feet on it, Saturn in Pisces is going to have you looking at yourself saying, why haven't you gotten into learning this? The time is now. Okay. Let's see here. Saturn in Pisces is also about moving on to the next phase of your life as well. Okay. So, yeah, maybe you might be an empty nester and you're sitting around wondering, like, what am I going to do now that the kids are gone? Saturn in Pisces is going to help you to move to the next level, basically. And you see here, this is the 8 of Cups from the Druid Craft Tarot deck. And you see he's moving up. If you can see there, he is moving up. He's traveling upwards. He's leaving his cups behind because he's moving on to something else. Maybe something that feels more appropriate for the phase of life that he's in or she's in. But yes, Saturn in Pisces is going to have us realizing that something might have to end. It's going to help us say enough is enough. It's going to help us realize the time has come. We can't procrastinate anymore. No more procrastinating. No more excuses. Saturn is not a fan of excuses. Saturn in Pisces is going to bring to you the excuses that you have, and Saturn in Pisces is going to help you move forward, to move on from those excuses. Saturn in Pisces is also going to help you turn your dreams into reality as well. Okay? Saturn in Pisces is going to help you to come up with solutions to manifest your dreams. Okay? And this is all of the different cards that I used today. You can just, look at those and get a feeling of the energy of Saturn in Pisces, the energy of the 8 of Cups. Okay? So if you have tarot cards, if you have tarot decks, pull out all of your Eight of Cups from each of those decks, sit them out, meditate on them, because that is the energy of Saturn in Pisces. Once Saturn moves into Pisces on March 7th. Also, talking about Saturn in Pisces, the last time Saturn transited into Pisces, the last time Saturn was in Pisces was between the years of 1993 and 1996. So look back at what was going on in your life between the years of 1993 and 1996. And you might see some things repeating themselves. They might not be repeated in the exact same fashion, but it should be along the same theme. So check that out. So now what I'm going to do is look at each zodiac sign and tell you where this Saturn in Pisces transit is happening in your chart and what you might be experiencing. Okay, let's look at Aries. This is for Aries, Sun, and Aries rising. So Aries, Saturn in Pisces is happening in your area of life that deals with your spirituality. You might find yourself getting deeper into your spirituality. You might find yourself wanting to learn more about some aspect of spirituality. Being that it is in your 12th house, you might find yourself wanting to spend more time alone in contemplation once Saturn moves into Pisces. Now, that is for Aries rising. Let's move on to the next sign, Taurus. So, this is for Taurus, Sun, and Taurus rising. So, Taurus, Saturn in Pisces for you is happening in your area that deals with networking, friends, even a little bit of technology. So, you might find yourself thinking enough is enough related to maybe a friendship that you have. Maybe you have a friendship and you feel like it's one-sided. Well, Saturn in Pisces is going to help you realize where in your friendships enough is enough, where you need to move on to. It's going to help you realize that maybe you need to network more. Um, Maybe you need to use more technology, or maybe you need to tone it down. There's something that you might have to change related to friendships, related to networking. Gemini, Sun and Gemini rising. Saturn in Pisces is happening in your area of life that deals with career. It can deal with career, it can deal with your hobbies, what you're known for, what your community knows you for. Um, so you might find yourself, if you're in a job that is not satisfying to you, you might find yourself feeling like, you know what, enough is enough. I need to look for another job. I need to start another business. It could be related to your business. If you have a business that you operate, you might feel like, you know what, it's time to move on to a different area of the business. You might want to branch off from the business you have. It might be related to a career, business, your hobbies. There's going to be something related into that area where you feel like enough is enough. Maybe you've been procrastinating related to something in your career. This is going to be the time that you move forward with your career or your business. Cancer Sun and Cancer Rising, the Saturn in Pisces for you will have you feeling like enough is enough. If you've been thinking about traveling or dealing with other cultures, but you've been holding yourself back or you've been hesitant, Saturn in Pisces is going to help you move forward. It's going to help you expand, whether it's something related to broadcasting or other cultures, legal matters, things of that area. That's the area of life that Saturn in Pisces is transiting for you. You might feel like enough is enough. You're going to take care of your legal matters. This is going to help have you realizing that, hey, yes, you might have some legal things to deal with. Saturn in Pisces is going to help you to deal with it, to move on from those legal matters. It's also going to help you to tackle any legal problems you might have. And it might not even be problems. Maybe it's a legal situation you have going on and you've been hesitating about making changes, this is going to help you. Whether it's maybe you've been wanting to travel around the world, but you've been hesitating, this is going to help you to move forward with that plan. Leo Sun and Leo Rising. Saturn in Pisces is happening for you in your area of life that deals with total transformation. You might find yourself doing a total 360 in a lot of different areas of your life. You might find yourself feeling differently about sexual situations. You might, if you share resources with anyone, you might find yourself breaking away from that, or you might find yourself strengthening that connection you have. That is the area of life where a lot of Leos and Leo risings are going to feel the Saturn and Pisces energy. You might even find yourself breaking away from a connection you have with someone who you share resources with as well. Virgo and Virgo rising, this Saturn and Pisces energy is going to help you focus on your partnerships. If you are in a partnership and you are not happy, you're not satisfied, Saturn and Pisces is going to give you the guts to say enough is enough and move and just get out of the relationship. Whether it's a business partnership or a romantic partnership, a lot of Virgos are going to see with over the next 3 years, Saturn and Pisces is going to help you to elevate your partnerships. Libra, Sun and Leo rising. Saturn and Pisces for you is happening in the area of your life that will have you transforming your health, your daily routine, also your habits. If you have any habits that you need to break, Saturn in Pisces is going to help you to move on from that bad habit. So that is something to look forward to. If you have anything that you're doing or eating that is affecting your health, Saturn in Pisces is going to bring it to your attention so that you can change it. Scorpio Sun and Scorpio Rising, Saturn in Pisces for you is going to help you elevate your romance area of your life. Elevate your romance, your creativity, even elevate your interaction with children as well. Saturn in Pisces is going to help you get in touch with your inner child as well. So that is definitely something to look forward to for a lot of Scorpios and Scorpio risings. You will definitely, if you've been feeling like you just don't have the creative energy, Saturn in Pisces is going to help you with that. So, and that is Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising. This Saturn in Pisces is going to be is going to have you focus on your home and family life, also your inner dialogue. If you have the tendency to have negative self-talk, Saturn in Pisces is going to bring that to your attention and help you to elevate your thoughts. It's going to help you to elevate your home and family situation as well. Capricorn and Capricorn rising, Saturn in Pisces is focusing on your communication skills. Focusing on your communication skills is also going to bring to light anything that's going on with your close neighbors or your close siblings. Is going to bring to light that. It can also bring to light any situations you have regarding or surrounding transportation as well. Aquarius Sun and Aquarius Rising, this Saturn and Pisces transit is going to be focused on your financial stability, your material comforts, things of that nature, your self-esteem as well. Those are the things that Saturn and Pisces is going to help you to elevate. Pisces Sun and Pisces Rising. This Saturn and Pisces transit is going to have you looking at yourself and thinking, how can I change my self image, my attitude? Saturn in Pisces is going to have you elevating yourself, whether it's your physical body, the way you think, the way you see yourself, the way people see you. Saturn in Pisces is going to help you focus on you, basically. Saturn in Pisces is in your house of self. So Saturn in Pisces is going to have you focusing on yourself, improving yourself over the next 3 years. So that was the last zodiac sign. If anyone is interested in my class that I'm doing that combines astrology and tarot, we will go through each of the tarot cards. At the end of the class, you will know which card is associated with what planet and what zodiac sign. It's a great class, as I mentioned earlier, to learn tarot or to learn astrology. And it's also a great class to see how they combine, how tarot was so greatly influenced by astrology. Because as I always say, astrology was here first. The planets were here first before any piece of paper was ever invented. So tarot is heavily influenced by astrology, and this class is going to help you to see how and why the tarot cards have the symbolism that they do. So if you are interested in this class, leave a comment for me, or you can inbox me as well. Thank you so much for being members. Invite your friends and family. As always, enjoy the Saturn and Pisces transit.